I want to make a quick video today where I basically talk to the guys that feel stuck, the guys that feel like they can't make any progress. Maybe you've been following my channel for a month. I might be the first dating advice you've seen on the internet, or maybe you've been getting dating advice for a long time from people online and you're just now starting to take like real action. So if you're one of those guys that like you feel stuck and you feel like you can't make progress, you feel like progress is really slow, I want to offer some words of encouragement and really just give you a practical, realistic look at how long it's going to take to get good with women. Because I've been doing this for 8 years. I'll flash up results that I've gotten in the last year on my screen. You need to understand that this is a journey. I've been doing this for 8 years. I've been learning how to attract women and be attractive to women for 8 years of my life. It's not something that happened overnight. There's levels to this. And I actually have another video on the channel where I talk about the 7 stages of dating advice and actually applying that stuff. And right now, personally, I'm only on like stage 5, I think. And I have friends that are on stage 6 and 7. It's one of those things where you guys have to understand that this is a journey. This is a process, and it's something that even if you get coaching, if you get coached for 8 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever, coaching program you run through, you're not going to get to the end result just in 8 weeks. We go through a whole 4 years in university before we get a degree, and even then we don't have the skills necessary to get a job always. So you can put 4 years into something and still be decent at it. You might not necessarily be like the most effective. It's important to understand that this is a journey, this is a process. And so when you see me showing all these results, when you see me talking about client results, it's like that was that specific client's journey. That was my specific journey. And for you, it might be longer, it might be shorter. But the only thing you can do is keep improving consistently. Because here's the thing, when you're nervous to approach a woman and you're 40 years old or you're 35 years old, or even if you're 18, whatever, and you're nervous to approach a woman, dude, if you haven't approached many women, you're basically an infant. You're basically a toddler. You have no experience in self-development. You have no experience in improving yourself. And it's totally okay to kind of suck. It's totally okay to be bad at it. It's fine that you can just accept like, okay, I'm 45 years old and I don't know how to talk to women, because you're basically 1 year old. You're not even like a person yet because you haven't done anything. Attracting women is just a skill. Relationships, being good socially, being charismatic, those things are skills. And so the first time you get up in front of a crowd of people, of course you're going to be nervous. It's like people will use their anxiety to hold them back from talking to people. It's like, yeah, of course you're anxious. Yeah, of course you have anxiety because you've never done this before. Like that's just how life works. So I want you guys to really separate your limiting beliefs, the things that you think are holding you back, whether it's like depressed, I'm anxious, I feel bad about myself, I have no confidence. It's like, yeah, man, you don't have anything to be confident about yet. And that's totally fine. The only thing you can do instead of sitting around complaining is do something that gives you confidence. So I'm going to use some examples from my own personal life. When I was 18 and I was going up and talking to girls and trying to approach them and be attractive and get on dates, if I had thought, man, I really need to get laid like tomorrow, then I would have failed. I would have never gotten to the point where I'm at right now because I would have given up right away. I would have been like, man, I'm 0 weeks into this skill. I'm 0 days into this skill and I can't get laid right away. That's ridiculous. I can't believe that. And I would give up. But here's the thing. And even if you think you're 10 years in to mastering this skill or working on this skill, there's levels to putting in work. There's levels to, the actions that you actually put in. If you're not getting results yet, if you're not getting results you're happy with, then that means that there are actions that you need to put in to improve your skill to a certain level. And that's just how it is. So instead of complaining, instead of, sitting around and being like, well, my life isn't the way I want it to be because other people did this to me. What you really should be doing is you should be focusing on, okay, how can I improve my skill set to get the results that I want in this area of my life? And specifically on this channel, I talk about talking to women. If you are just starting your journey, understand that me, a 25-year-old, even if you're younger than me or you're older than me, doesn't matter. No matter what age you are compared to me, I'm 8 years old in this. I'm 8 years old in learning how to talk to women and being around women and being comfortable with women. And no, it hasn't been my total focus the whole 8 years, but I'm 8 years old in this. So of course I'm going to be more confident. Of course I'm going to be able to approach a woman and talk to her and be charming and charismatic, right? I'm going to be able to make jokes. I'm going to have room to think. And of course, if you've never approached a woman before, you're going to be shitting yourself. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be terrified. You're going to be freaking out the whole time. And like, that's fine. But just understand that there are levels to this. And eventually you will get to the point where you feel fine. You feel comfortable. You feel like you can implement some strategies that I've talked about on this channel. But the thing is, a lot of you guys don't have enough experience to even implement strategies. And this is the problem that I see with so many guys. They try to implement these strategies like, oh, I need the push-pull technique. I need this flirting technique. I need this game tactic. And it's like, you don't need tactics in game, man. You can't even apply them if you wanted to. I'm now at a point in my life where like I can go into an interaction with a woman and my head is clear enough. My mind is not foggy. And so I can actually try to implement something new and I can practice. But for a long time, I would make an approach and my mind would go blank completely. And I would like freak out and my mind would be racing a million miles a minute. And I wouldn't be able to do anything. I wouldn't be able to make any adjustments on the fly. At best, I would really try to focus and notice like one thing during the interaction, like maybe holding eye contact. Okay, I'm going to hold eye contact. Or I'm going to plant my feet and not move. I'm going to smile. I'm going to have strong tonality. So instead of asking questions like this, I'm going to ask questions like this. So like, what's your name? Just small things like that. I would try to practice those things. And because I was working on those things one thing at a time, it slowly gave me the ability to open up my mind and relax and slow down. And as I got more reps in, as I talked to more women, I was able to actually try to implement more advanced techniques and more advanced strategies when I'm talking to women and use different lines and use different tactics and scripts and whatever. But when you see these guys online, these pickup artists talking about, oh man, I implement this tactic and it works. They've had thousands of reps. They've had hundreds of reps talking to women, approaching them on the street, whatever. And so they know that they can try something and within 5 tries, it'll start working probably the best it possibly could. But for you, if you go out and you try something 100 times, it's not going to work. I'll use a basketball example. If you give a new move to a basketball player like Michael Jordan or a basketball player like LeBron James, he will basically figure out 80-90% of that move within 5 tries, right? And then he'll take like another 100 tries to master it. But if you give me or you give some amateur basketball player a move, it might take me 10 tries or 15 tries to get 80-90% of what the move's trying to do. It might take someone that's never played basketball before 1,000 tries before they can even do it once to like 80% of the effectiveness. You guys are wondering and worrying about why am I not making progress fast enough? It's like, dude, you're 3 years old. And so like whether you get coaching or not, like I always recommend coaching. You've never gotten coaching for this. Go out, take some action. And then once you get stuck, once you hit a plateau, get coaching. There's links down below where you can like book coaching calls with me. But get coaching in this. But at first you just need experience. Like here's the thing, before you get coaching, before you do anything, you need to get some sort of experience with women. You need to be able to talk to women. You need to be able to clear your head enough to actually like say something right. I have a client right now who's 18 and he's really, really taking action a ton. But his main thing is like, he just needs experience. And so I'm just telling him like, dude, go out and get experience, report back to me and like, tell me what's going on. And I'll tell you like if the girl liked you, whatever. Cause like he doesn't even have enough experience to know if the girl likes him yet. So I'm like telling him, okay, yeah, dude, the girl likes you. He has like some self-worth issues. And I'm like, yeah, dude, the girl likes you. He's like, oh, okay, cool. So like now I know that like that was just a limiting belief. You know, I can actually act on that next time. And then the next time it's like, okay, I acted on that, but then I got a little nervous here. What should I do next time? And it's like, you can approach things like that. And that is way more effective than going in blind, trying to figure out like, okay, I'm going to try this tactic and see if it works. Because you just need reps. At the end of the day, you just need experience. You don't need to know right away whether like I'm executing the tactic properly. Like, let's be honest, you just need experience, man. And so for the vast majority of you guys, whether you get coaching or not, obviously like I recommend coaching. I'm financially obligated to tell you, yeah, you should get coaching, right? But at the end of the day, even if you don't get coaching, you need experience. You need experience whether you get coaching or not, whether you get help or not. So the one thing I want you to take from this video is that you just need experience. You're very young. No matter how old you are, if you're watching dating advice on the internet, when it comes to talking to women, you're very inexperienced, you're very young, and that's okay. You need to accept that and treat yourself as if you're like a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, okay? So go out there, try to get some experience, take some action. Let me know in the comments what questions you have, and I can make videos in the future. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.